Hi again. This video I'm just going to explain operating pressures for different tip sizes. I constantly get asked about when people buy a new tip, what should the right pressure be? Now that's going to come down to a bunch of different things. For example, what is the tip size? For example, a 310 is going to need a much lower pressure than a 517, for example. How thick is your material? How much do you water it down, if anything at all? How old is the tip? Now, these are just a few different things that factor in the right pressure. That have an effect on the right pressure. Now, some of the things that can affect pressure, like for example, you may have used your tip one day at one pressure and come to use it again the next day, or a little bit later, and you have a difference in pressure or a difference in setting. Some things that can cause that are if your tip is worn. So if you've got a worn tip, the orifice in the front of the tip gets bigger, so you need higher pressure to get the same not so much the same fan or consistency, but just to get a clean spray out of it without getting the tails on it. Blocked filters, a gun filter that is blocked will drastically affect how much pressure you need. So what will happen is, as the filter is clogged up, you've got to turn up the pressure to try and force the material through, and even then sometimes you still won't be able to get that to work properly. If you've got a leak in your pump, that's going to affect pressure as well. And if your pump needs service, so if you've got a piston pump, for example, your packings or your piston themselves may be scored or worn a little bit, and that will be affecting it as well. One of the things that's important to pay attention to is if you're spraying and your machine is at full pressure, then you need to know that there's something wrong, because unless you're using one of the wide tips where a 24-inch fan at the maximum pressure on a big machine, or if you're not doing that and you're having to turn the machine up all the way, then you know that you've got a problem. So always look for a worn tip. First things first, start from the gun, look for a blocked filter, then check out if you've got a worn tip or any kinks in the hoses or things like that. Any leaks anywhere in the machine, these will all affect our output. Now, this information is obviously for people who are still learning or mastering the skills of spray painting. For all the tradesmen out there who have been doing this for years, this video is going to be completely irrelevant to you. But nobody was born a master. Everybody has to learn somewhere along the lines. And even just asking a question like this or a little video like this can help somebody, which is what it's all about. I'm going to do a little demonstration. Just for today's demonstration, it'll be a Magnum X7 using Dulux Aqua Enamel straight black. And you can see that this machine is as simple gets. No pressure gauges, nothing at all. It's a basic DIY handyman sprayer. Paint is already primed and ready to go. So I'll be starting with the new Wagner HEA tips, 517 I believe this one is. Now these tips we already know from previous reviews do work at a much lower pressure. So I'll start it up and we'll go from there. So what I'm going to look for first is my tail. Right, now automatically you can see that there is no tail in that picture, which means I can actually bring the pressure down a little bit. Again, no tail, so I can slightly come down again. Now, even though there's no tail, it's a lot slower, so if I wanted to work at this pace I could. This is more to do with the tip than anything else. They are such a remarkable tip that you can actually do this work at really low pressures and get such a great result like this. So we'll take this tip out and we'll go to a standard or a trade tip 2. This one is a 417 I believe. And we should find that this is going to have tailing, or quite a bit of tailing. And you can see that, and that's basically the technology between the old and the new. So I'll keep turning this pressure up. Still need more. More pressure, but still got tailing. Much better flow overall, but I've still got a little tail that I want to get rid of. And there we go. That's the ideal pressure for this tip. So even though the HEA is the same sized orifice, ultimately it's an 017 as is this one. Because of the new technology in those Wagner tips or the Titan tips, you can obviously work at much lower pressure. I actually don't know what PSI I'm working at right now, but based on what I can see from the machine, I'm not all the way at full throttle, and I'm getting a nice consistent fan pattern. And that's actually ideal. What I might just do is add one more tip for comparison. Now the tip I've got in here is a much bigger orifice. It's a 21. So the setting that I just had now for a 17 should be too low for this. We'll just give it a go. I'll just turn the camera around a little bit. Oh, there you go. Even at that pressure it was okay. Might just turn it down and see what pressure I need before it marks up again, before it tails. Great little machine, it's doing the job beautifully. So you can just see the tail on the end there. And to eliminate that tail, I just got to turn the pressure up a little. That's terrific. Turn this down. Okay, so in summing up, so what you need to do is always make sure your filters are clean in your gun, and also make sure that you've got the right size filter. If you use a filter that's too small, that'll choke up the material flow as well. Make sure your pump is in good working order, and then slowly turn up your pressure until all your lines are gone, and that's your optimal spray pressure. I'm Arlie from West Spray Airless. Hope this video was of benefit, and see you soon on the next one. Thank you.